Now that we are in the second half of the season, how do you feel going into the second half of the season without signing anyone in the January transfer window?
Like I said earlier, you don't just sign players. There is a need to sign, and there is a need not to sign, given that you have people who can fit in that place. Arsenal, we need a striker, sincerely speaking, but is it a must-do thing? In my opinion, I don't think so. But again, I'm not that confident or comfortable.
Gabriel Jesus, our main man, had 72 touches in the opposite box without a goal, and that match we were forced to lose. Actually, I expected after that game we were going for a striker, because it was after that game that the January transfer was open. But I didn't see anything. So I'm not confident personally.
I look at the number of goals that I have this season so far. Then after doing the analysis, where have you gotten all these goals from?
So are you satisfied with your attacking players?
Yes, I can say...
in particular,
yes.
Jesus and Nketiah. Hello guys, welcome back. Today, I'm your host, Mesh7. Welcome to Big Sports Africa. Find us on all social media platforms, X, TikTok, and also Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Big Sports Africa. Put that notification bell on so that when you upload something new, you'll be the first person to get notified. And today, we want to talk about Arsenal. Today is Ghana's talk. From my far end, I have Arsenal fans. Let's introduce them. Welcome.
Hello there, my name is Owish Phillips. Welcome to the show.
Kabisa Owish, my name is Assassin Ibra. Welcome, and let's talk about football.
Now that we are in the second half of the season, how do you feel going into the second half of the season without signing anyone in the January transfer window? Yes, Owish?
Yes, what I can say about that is that you don't just sign. You don't just sign. You look at the market. Is there anybody available for signing? The prize money, is it favoring your pocket at that
But we all see we need someone. We all see we need someone. Assassin. How do you feel about that?
We need the person, but the prices that these people have been put is too high. You cannot sign people for more than 100. Actually, Declan Rice is the only 100 million. I feel we didn't lose. Yeah.
He's worthy.
Yeah, he's very worth it, man.
Okay. Now, so are you satisfied with your attacking players?
Yes, I can say...
in particular,
yes.
Jesus and Nketiah.
Jesus and Nketiah. These are our two deadly strikers, I must say.
Especially Nketiah is very deadly.
Yes, Nketiah is a good striker. He's young, he has future. And even if he's not getting a playing time, he has future.
And are you confident? Are you confident going into the second half of the season with Nketiah and Jesus?
I'm going there. As a coach, like I said earlier, you don't just sign players. There is a need to sign.
Yeah.
And there is a need not to sign, given that you have people who can fit in that place. Arsenal, we need a striker, sincerely speaking.
Yeah.
But do we really need to? Is it a must-do thing at the moment? In my opinion, I don't think so. But again, I'm not that confident or comfortable with the outcome.
Ibra, how do you feel?
This man is saying he's very confident, but for me, I think we need that finisher. We need a finisher because we've seen that there's a game we played against West Ham, and Gabriel Jesus, our main man, had 72 touches in the opposite box without a goal, and that match we were forced to lose. For me, as an Arsenal fan, I didn't like, and even Edu was in that pitch that day, and I was hoping that Edu Gaspar, our director, will see something. And actually, I expected after that game we were going for a striker, because it was after that game that the January transfer was open, but I didn't see anything. So I'm not confident personally.
So now, as a coach, would you have signed a player? Now, this is Mikel Arteta. Put him aside. Now, you are the manager of Arsenal Football Club. Would you sign a player in January, more so a striker?
Yes, if I'm the manager or the coach, I cannot go for a striker in this January.
Why?
Reason being, I look at the number of goals that I have this season so far. Then after doing the analysis, where have you gotten all these goals from? Is it from the striker? Is it from the defense? Is it from the midfield? If these goals, majority of them are not from my striker, then it means that the goals have come from the midfield, maybe from the defense. So it means anybody can score. And if anybody can score, then I do not need a striker. I do not need a striker.
So, Assassin, now you are the coach.
Yeah.
You manage Arsenal Football Club. Are you signed? Would you have signed a striker in January transfer window?
Definitely. I would really go for a good finisher, especially on my target list. I was really hoping Solanke from Bournemouth or even Tony from Brentford. And actually, I was really hoping that because the David Raya deal, it was on a loan deal, we sealed it. We took him permanently. I was really hoping that Brentford could give us Ivan Toney on a loan, because Ivan Toney was a man that was banned for 242 days, almost the days that we bottled our season last season. That's why Ivan Toney is one of my favorites. But now, still came and scored.
Now, on that note, now we have your views. Now, are you so confident? So do you think we can go ahead with our current attack and win something this season?
Yeah, sure.
We will win.
The philosophy of Arsenal from the beginning, from the time of Wenger, it has always been a teamwork. Sol Campbell was scoring goals.
And he was a defender.
Right now, Gabriel Magalhaes is still scoring.
Top scorer.
Actually.
And if you sit back pretty as a defender, our left, is he on the left or on the right?
Who is that?
Gabriel.
Not Gabriel. This other fullback player.
White.
Benny White.
Left.
White also scores.
Now, given that note, if you try to remember last season, every player in our first 11 had scored a goal up to where we are right now in February. Now, when you look at your lineup right now in your first 11, has everyone scored?
First of all, let me say something. Let me say something about scoring goals. Arsenal right now, as much as we need a striker or a good finisher, you should also learn that Arsenal, since our boys came from Dubs, or we can say Dubai. Yeah, they have really improved on their set pieces.
Actually, sure. Yeah.
We've really improved on our set pieces, and you know that set pieces is one place that gives goals, because that's why. And my main reason for me supporting the Kai Havertz signing was because Kai Havertz is very tall and is very good with duels, and duels come from the set pieces. And right now, since we came from Dubai, we've scored more than 4 goals with set pieces. We are the leading team in set pieces goals right now. That means that Mikel Arteta is not concentrating so much on the striking. He's concentrating so much on the goals, and he's expecting that our defenders, now that we don't have a striker, our defenders too can come in and score goals from the set pieces.
Now, on that note, so we are talking about scoring goals, defending, and all that. So now, would you compare last season's 22-23 season, would you compare the scoring ability with current season? How would you compare those two?
Yeah.
Has it improved? Is it diminishing? Is it constant? How would you say about that?
Yes. Honestly, last season Arsenal were way better than
true.
now. If you look at last season, the first 10 matches, we only lost 1. So we managed to record 27 points out of 30. So it was a good start.
Yeah.
So if you compare the scoring streak from last season to this season, I must say that this season we are a bit low. We are low. We did not commit ourselves to too much scoring, but that one I can attribute it to injuries. Yeah, so I think now we are not like last season.
What about you?
Let me tell you something. You know, last season, talking about comparison between last season and this season, we find that this season, do you know that Bukayo Saka has already recorded 20 GA?
In all competition.
Yes. Last season, he had not recorded in the second leg.
So this means on a individual performance and perspective, some players are actually higher than where they were last season.
Yeah.
So, but team-wise, collectively, so we are a little bit low on scoring and offensive.
It's because I will tell you why. It's because I think this season the Premier League is a bit harder. We can't.
And maybe everybody was prepared for Arsenal.
Everybody was prepared for Arsenal and Man City because they know we are very little, and we are one of the favorites for taking the Premier League. Even right now, it is either Liverpool, Arsenal, or Manchester City. Aston Villa, we know very well they are not in the title race. And I'm telling you, this season is very hard compared to last season, because last season the only team that was giving us pressure was Manchester City. This season we have Liverpool, we have Aston Villa, we have Tottenham, we have Newcastle there still. No. And I'm telling you, it's because football is evolving, and we are not in that era where we are depending on a striker to score goals. That's why you find, and I keep joking to my fellow Manchester United fans and Chelsea fans. I tell them they need to improve and start giving allowances to these players when they score goals, because that is what we do at Arsenal. If a player scores a goal,
there are bonuses.
There are bonuses. These other teams, there are no bonuses. That's why you find even a player doesn't want to come and play.
Exactly, and that one brings my point. You know what we are doing at Arsenal, as the way coach, our manager is doing it, is that the setup and the way we do it will not encourage the striker to score more goals. Because I, as a midfielder, I have an allowance to score. Yeah. How can I give my striker a pass to score?
Okay, now we're in this note. So we are thinking of defense will win you titles, and attack will win you matches. So explain. Tell us more about that. Assassin?
I will tell you this. Do you remember last season why they keep on saying that we bottled that league? It was because of who? William Saliba, who is our defense. So that he got an injury the time when we needed him the most. And that's why you find that we didn't have that good defense, that behind, and that's why we couldn't win that title. And that's why they say defenders will win you titles, but strikers will win you matches. We have people like Gabriel Jesus, we have people like Edin Keita, we have Trossard, we have Martinelli. Both of them, they reached 20 GA last season, but we still couldn't win a title. And that's why we have
Awish, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think I have a different view on that. If you're a team that attacks the most, there is a threat that you will always pose on your opponent, and that one can make you win even if your backline is not that stable, because anytime you are meeting a team, that team will be preparing on how to defend you and not to attack you. So when you are defensive minded, when you employ a defensive approach to a team, that team will eventually score, because when you congest yourself too much at the back, you will end up making a mistake.
So now that you're talking about attacking more and defending less, would you rather win a match 1-0 or 5-4?
Yes, I'm coming there. Now, you can decide to perfect your attacking. Are you together? You can attack and score more goals, but your backline is not stable. You will be scored against. Exactly. But what matters is that how many goals have you scored? Your opponent. Are you together? So your mandate is to score more goals and to minimize the goals that will be scored against you.
So this means you must have an improved defense. So if you have to minimize what's being scored against you, so your backline has to be strong.
Actually, yes, to minimize means that you'll be scored little goals, but not no goal.
Actually, I will really give you a good point on that. When you're talking about being not being scored so much, and that's where the idea of a good goalkeeper comes in. Look at an example of Man City. Look at a good example of Liverpool. They have good goalkeepers. They have very good goalkeepers, and I think those goalkeepers have really helped them in clinching these titles. Look, I will give you a good example. Do you remember the final between Real Madrid and Liverpool? I know it's very painful for Liverpool fans, but we will just have to remind
you. You just have to talk about
it. was very clinical in that match. Mohamed Salah was really trying. Mohamed Salah, he was in the game. Sadio Mane was very, very clinical. But Thibaut Courtois, I remember that match. He really denied Liverpool like 6 goals. And that's why I'm telling you, defense starts from the goal. The goalkeeper is what we call a shot stopper. If he fails to stop shots, then that means you're going to concede goals.
So now,
example is Man U with Onana.
Now, yeah.
I had to mention Onana.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So it's okay. It's okay. So now talking about defense. So when you look at Arsenal's defense right now, if you look at our defense right now, so we are among the best defensive teams in the Premier League.
Yeah, sure.
So does this mean you're going ahead and win the league?
Actually, we are winning the UCL. You are talking about the league. We are winning the UCL.
So we should actually win both.
We must
the Premier
win
League and the Champions League.
And that's why I'm telling you. I'm
Uh-huh.
telling you just a moment. And I think the title deciding match, you know, I remember last season I was even telling some of my friends that the title deciding match was between Arsenal and Man City. And actually when Man City beat us at our home, I think it was 4-1.
Yeah.
I told the Arsenal fans that we cannot
It's
win
over.
that thing. And I'm telling Arsenal fans today, if Liverpool are going to beat us at home, at Emirates, Liverpool are coming to play us at Emirates. If they win us at Emirates, that will be the title deciding match. If we beat Liverpool at Emirates, we are going to win that thing.
But I think it's too early to decide.
No,
because
it's not
now it's just now match week 23. So this means we have way like 15.
No
Okay,
problem.
we have with like 14 matches to go.
No problem.
Anything can happen on the way. So I think Liverpool and Arsenal at the Emirates will not be a title deciding match.
Do you know why I'm insisting that it will be a title deciding match? Because we know that Arsenal is a team that has won this Premier League unbeaten. And if we decide to go on an unbeaten streak this second leg, I'm sure Mikel Arteta can.
So do you have the players to do that?
And I'm telling you, we have the players because number one, our defense is very clinical. It is the defense that has conceded the fewest number of goals in the Premier League.
Now, the question is,
Yes.
would you compare and would you match the current squad with the Invisibles?
I cannot.
You cannot.
Reason
Thank
being,
you.
no,
Assassin,
Let us say the reason. We must know the reason.
You don't just state and you
I want to know the reason because I also want.
reason is that how those players were brought up. That's the reason how we might never be having any invincible.
But I think we are going to have it because number one, it's the culture. I think Mikel Arteta is bringing back the culture. You know, that's why I'm telling you there is something called culture in football. And right now, so far, I think it's only Arsenal who are embracing their culture, their football culture. Because number one, we can never accept to be beaten by a team like Chelsea at home. That one we cannot accept. We cannot accept Tottenham.
Beat Manchester United.
And number two, since Mikel Arteta came, we are seeing that he's being what we call tottering. He'll always finish above Tottenham. It's a culture. It's something that if Mikel Arteta finishes below Tottenham, he should go.
Yeah, I get your point. But now, the way we were playing,
Now
in terms
style
of
play.
invincible,
Yeah.
it is not how we play.
Yeah, sure.
And if you check those video clips. If you can visit those games, you'll realize that those times we were focusing on goals. We were goals oriented. But now we focus too much on ball possession. Those are two different dimensions. Those times ball can come from Jens Lehmann or Bergkamp and it can be touched by 3 people and it is a goal. You know that one we have not respected the law of possession. Are we together? We have just done something called direct transition. Are we together? But now a goal cannot be scored in Arsenal without being touched by every player in the pitch.